Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to today's video, which is day 7. Um, and we're gonna be obviously covering some of the things, doing a total recap of, the ICC 7 days. And then day 7 is all about doing a recap and building your own, strategy in terms of ICC, and or probably like your ICC training routine in terms of how you can be able to use what I've shown you, how you can implement ICC on bigger time frames or on smaller time frames. So you get what I'm saying? It's just to help you build that plan for you, whichever that will work out for you, right? So like I said, the topic will be how to combine everything into simple, repeatable plan. And the thing that we're going to cover is full recap of all lessons, building your daily ICC routine, how to prepare before trading sessions, tips to stay consistent with ICC and help traders create a structured daily ICC approach, right? So I did take this trade today on Nasdaq, but it came off a 15-minute kind of thing from on a smart time frame because I was trading on a smart time frame. Because like I did tell you guys, the ICC also happens on small time frames, but it's just a matter of understanding structure, trend. I mean, also understanding trends. Get what I'm saying? There's always going to be a trend on a small time frame as much as there's going to be on a bigger time frame. So based on your trading style, whether you wanna go with scalping or you're gonna go with swinging, but don't go with swinging because you saw somebody taking those long moves to the downside. It might not work out for you because you don't have the money or you don't have the funds or the capital to be able to hold the kind of losses they're able to hold. You get what I'm saying? So um do what works out best for you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm also gonna be focusing on the smart time frame, just gonna brush it off just to show you how you could have probably took take this trade and what to, I'll highlight a few things on what to look out for coming into trades like this or taking trades like this. And also for everybody else, our Telegram group was frozen. We don't know why. I've been trying to, get it back, but we don't know why not. And then we do have our Discord, the Hassel University Discord. As you can see, people are receiving payouts, we do also have, the analysis that we do, the trade that was taken today on Nasdaq. We did do the analysis today, you see. So the guys were also in the trades and yesterday and everybody, So the Hazard University, to be part of the Hazard University, you will text me directly on Discord and I've created a Discord free community also on Discord. So this as I'm just gonna leave this link down in the descriptions below so that you can be able to join. So we're rebuilding, gonna rebuild the Hustle, free community. And then remember we do have the Hustle University. We already have about because remember I said I was gonna take about 20 people. So we have about, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we have about 13 people, and currently we have 7 spaces for people who want to join the Hustle community, the community where you don't, it's not a fitness group. Please don't see what I just showed you and think this is not a fitness group. I help you trade, we do one-on-ones, you see. Um, You see, guys, like, I'm dead that from that one-on-one. No, I told them that I'm dead from that one-on-one that we had earlier. And then, like we've been having one-on-ones with everyone, just to have them grow, all those kind of things, you get me? And then also this last night on gold, and then, yeah, pretty much everything. And then, how everybody's been making money and seeing the growth on using ICC on smaller time frames and how to capitalize off of that also, you see. I took it also on my FTMO and on my Alpha Capital 10,000 accounts that I bought. And then this is we made about $600, today. And then yeah, everybody this guy said are going too late apparently, but they got the move also. But it's because it's all about structure. At the end of the day, it's price action like the structure. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the things that we do. We share. We do videos, we do all of those kind of things, setups and whatever that the case may be. You know what I'm saying? We do live sessions before the session, we analyze, we do all these kind of things. But just to do a quick recap, going back to day seven, so I'm just gonna do a quick recap of the lessons that we were doing, and then helping you build your daily ICC routine, and then how to prepare for training sessions or before training sessions. But honestly, presentation doesn't really matter what session you are in. As long as you can see the structure unfolding, you can take a trade, no matter the time, no matter the session. As long as the market is open, you can take the trade based on the structure that is unfolding right before your eyes, right? So I'm just gonna clear everything here, as you can see, right? So let's go to 1 hour. This on Nasdaq, 1 hour Nasdaq. So on 1 hour, we saw a gap to the upside. Then price gave us a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Some sort of a consolidation here, then a higher high above it, right? Price then broke below these higher lows that were created, right? So we were like, you know what? Let's see what price can do below here, right? So from ICC, as we know, ICC, when you using bigger time frames, this would move here would then count as an indication, right? This move here would count as an indication. So you'd be looking for price to come back to correct, probably back into the higher lows before you can look to continue to the downside, right? So with that being said, we like, okay, let's move down to 15-minute time frame so we can see what's happening there, right? So we went down to 15-minute time frame, and when we go to 15-minute time frame, we noticed that there is a trend. There is a trend. Sorry about that. I'm still have flu, guys. There is a trend on a 15-minute because remember this is the higher low on 1 hour. So it was broken. This is a indication on the 1 hour, all of it, right? But we know where we are because now this movement is bearish, right? So if we were to restructure, structure will always keep making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. As long as the structure is bearish, it will continue to keep with lower lows, lower highs. So you can capitalize off of it doing the same thing, whether on a bigger time frame or on a small time frame, right? So on 15 minutes, we had these lower lows, lower highs, making. So price came back with the lower lows. If price continued to break the lower lows, this acts as an indication on the 15 minute, right? But because we have the whole trend happening on 15 minutes, this acts as a indication. Price goes up to correct price or to retest, but for it in ICC we say correct price. It goes up to correct price, and we look to take those entries the minute price breaks below these levels, so we can take this entry to the downside. So price can come and create another lower low downside, so it can come also correct price at the very same time, right? Yeah. So that's more the same thing that happened here. That's more or less the same thing that happened. So if you can see, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So the trade came off of this level. So we're like, oh, okay, we have a lower low. Let's see this lower low here, this level of a lower low here, right? We had this level of a lower low here. Price gave us a lower low, lower high, a lower low, a lower high, right? And then we know that because of the overall trend on the 1 hour, that we know that anything below here will be bearish because we don't know how far the indication might go, right? But we can trade the structure that is currently happening because also the structure is still price action, it's still ACC, right? And then the market structure that we're seeing, we can trade off of it, right? So we see this as an indication to the downside breaking the lower lows. So price will go up to create a lower high, which would then be a correction, right? But then you move on to 5 minutes. When you get to 5 minutes, is where you can then see, oh, this then became an indication to the downside. Price went up to correct. And as long as we don't break those 15-minute lower highs, then price will remain bearish, right? So price, as you can see, came to retest that level, and it was giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low, and then lower high, right? So with that lower high, was also showing that the price can be willing to sell. So we need to be in correlation with the overall structure, which is lower lows, lower lows, lower highs on the 15 minutes. So once price can correlate, it is much easier or much simpler for us to be able to take a trade to the downside, right? So then as you can see, price did give us a break below. As you can see, then went out to create a lower high, right? So this then became our entry point where price then broke below and then went out to create a lower high. This became our entry point. I was aiming for 1:3, and as you can see, I reached $100 to make $300. So this was the trade. This was the trade overall. Yes, so my TP was just about here. So it was a 1:3, as you can see, 1:3. I risked $100 to make $300. So that's how it went. The trade actually went. So it will always happen like that, right? So price then moved to the downside to create another lower low on the 15 minute, as you can see, and then we know this is a higher low. I mean a lower low from the 15 minute before when price went to correct. That's where the indication came up. So now we also have another indication on the downside, like, oh, we need price to go to correct to the upside, right? So price went to correct, but we expect price not to break these lower highs, right? Because we are bearish, we expect price not to break those lower highs. As long as it keeps on giving us lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs, then we can be looking to take entries to the downside. So with with the way it built to the upside, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, lower low, lower high, higher low, and then equal highs, and then lower low. So there was not a structure that was coming back down, but it broke below. We were like, okay, we can take an entry based on this, but we need a lower high. We need price to create a lower high for us first, but then price rallied up to the upside, back into that level of resistance that at the top. So then this invalidates the entry as a whole, right? So we can like, okay, this then invalidates the entry. So we then have to wait out and see what price might actually do, right? So remember, we still have this level and we still have that lower high that was created in the 15 minutes. So as long as price doesn't break above that level, we can still be looking for those bearish moves to the downside, right? So we're gonna be looking for price to come down, break below, obviously, with a structure. In probably, it will be very good if it does that with a structure, giving us those lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. It won't be perfect like I put it, but once it breaks below with a lower low and then gives a lower high, that break below would then be that initial break below that lower low would then be your entry point. For after price creates a lower high, you must wait for price to create a lower high, right? So that you can be able to know that this trend is actually continuing, right? Because as price continues to go to the downside, it will always give you lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. It will continue to do it, right? Because it's in a trend. Regardless of the time, the price will always be in a trend. So we can then also probably aim for 1:2 or 1:3 based on how much we see happen because we expect price to also come and break. If price is going to continue to be bearish, we expect price to come and break these lower lows and then create another lower low to the downside. So we can be able to feel comfortable taking the trade, aiming for another 1:3. If you are risking $1,000 of this trade, you most likely to gain about $3,000. Or if you're risking $100, you most likely gain about $300, just like the way I did earlier with that move that was taken from this area that we were in here. Right. So this exactly explains also how to mark off your charts in terms of you guys how knowing how to mark off your chart so that you don't get to worry much because structure will always be there. Wherever that there is a trend, you mark off the swing point. So you mark off those levels wherever the structure is. You understand? So whenever price breaks, whether to the downside, it correlates with the bigger time frame overall knowing where you are, also the bigger time frame plays a role, and then it adds a significant value that or it adds, some sort of confirmation to your initial, to your entries, actually, like your setups and everything. So it helps you knowing also with knowing where you are on a bigger time frame, it is much easier for you to execute on a smaller time frame because you already know I'm in a correction or I'm in an indication or I'm in a continuation. But if price then decides to go up to the upside, right? We know that on the 1 hour price has to eventually go up to correct, right? So that whenever it breaks below this level, we can start waiting for those selling opportunities. Also, as price goes down, we can then capitalize off of those opportunities as price continue to go to the downside. But we know we are already in the indication and we have a downtrend which is playing out on a 15 minute, right? So then we can move to smaller time frames like 5 minutes in 1 minute, so we can be able to get those nice clean entries. One is to threes, one is to twos. Be realistic in terms of your entries, so that we don't end up looking for crazy moves, one is to seven, one is to eight, which practically might not happen. So be realistic with the targets, and then it builds that level of consistency, and also in terms of trading psychology, it helps a lot with that because then it can be, very much be fruitful to you because why do I say so? Because building good trading habits helps with your mentality, it helps with your psychology. You understand? And then eventually you get used to doing something like that and you become profitable while you do that because you're not greedy. You're just taking what you want from the market, and that is what's 1:3, or 1:4, or 1:2. So it works best. So that's why you will see a trader or a trader on YouTube when you maybe search for something like day in the life of a millionaire trader or trade day in the life of a six-figure trader, whatever the case may be. They just go into the market. This guy already on this move, he was willing to risk, let's say, $5,000 on this move, and he made $15,000 because it's a 1:3 risk to reward ratio. So he made 15,000 in a space of in a space of in a space of 55 minutes. So making is just building those good trading habits while you're trading, so you understand, how to be able to carry yourself while you're trading, and all these kind of things. But ICC is still ICC. Like it's a three-way process actually of market structure and price action, right? So this is just price action. This is just the trend, understanding the trend that we are currently in, right? And understanding, the market structure, and understanding that, okay, if I'm gonna be taking it through the ICC, it's gonna be indication, correction, continuation, indication below this level, correction, continuation. That is something that now we're probably looking for price to continue, and because now price is still bearish because it's not breaking the lower highs on the 15 minute, right? So those are the kind of things that we might be looking for. So whenever you go into those kind of trades, whenever you go into those kind of, setups. Those are how you can be able to, think and take it through my thought process. That's how I think. This is how I'm seeing. So you can also be able to see it for free. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you also want to join the Hustle University, we launched this because we wanted people who actually want to learn how to be able to do this on their own without having to worry about relying on signals or relying on somebody else, you understand? So that, it doesn't become overwhelming or you don't become dependent because there's no growth in dependency, right? There's no growth in dependency, and you need to be able to learn how to do this on your own. So that's why the Hustle University, right? So if you want to be part of that, we have 7 spots left. Yeah, you can be able to join, but you will join the free Discord, obviously with the Discord link that we're gonna be having in the descriptions below, and then you can text me privately, and then see because it's a one once payment of $99, and then all the knowledge that you can get, and then 3 sessions a week, one-on-one, daily sessions, with the groups, in terms of London session and New York session. We do those analysis, we do those breakdowns, and you have a support community where you on the same mindset. People are thinking the same thing. People are looking to grow. People are looking to get those pillars. People are looking to, a real community where you can be able to grow yourself. You understand? So that is what the Hustle community, the Hustle University actually is giving to you. But it's also, if you can afford it, it's still fine. We're gonna be obviously be still dropping this free knowledge, this free, setups or free, everything that we can be able to do for you guys. Also, the Zoom sessions that we're gonna be doing also, weekly free Zoom sessions also on the free channel that will be there, also giving you some of the breakdowns on how, we got a trade on the Hustle University, so those kind of things. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And then comment down below. And please, I'm not selling a course, guys. This is not a course. I'm selling mentorship. I'm selling one-on-one. Get what I'm saying? I'm selling effort. Like I'm giving you effort on yourself, like to play to take a chance on yourself. That's what I'm trying to take yourself seriously when it comes to trading, because with the right information, you can get somewhere. You get what I'm saying? So, and you guys, you can see, like I did show you that on the Discord we have these kind of things happening where people are getting these kind of payout, like they're passing verification stages. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, and then you're gonna drop the Discord link, obviously, and then all of these people are getting the value for their money, you know, and then yeah, pretty much this is the kind of thing. And it's guys, it's not a signals group. We discuss the trades. I tell them I say my they can see it happening. Like we discussed this Nasdaq trade before it even unfolded, and this guy was also able to make some out of it. You understand? So yeah, basically that's how we able to get this all of this. So it's not a signals group. It's not a course. I'm not selling a course. I'm selling mentorship. I'm giving you the opportunity to invest on yourself and to invest on yourself and your trading. Sorry, guys. My throat, yeah, flu, guys. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but thank you very much, guys. Yeah, let's grow. Let's help each other grow, and then yeah, yourself grow. If these videos are helping you, please don't like to don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and switch on the notifications so you don't miss any of the content that will be dropping. So you can just obviously also, by watching the videos, you can also try to improve yourself. So based on how your trading will be, if you would like to be a scalper, based on how you're doing it, but it will still apply the same analogy you use to the time frames. You still apply those smaller time frames. It's still there. There's still indication on small time frames. There's still correction on small time frames. You understand? There's still the continuation of small time frames. So you just need to get those to you just need to get to those levels so you can be able to feel comfortable enough to take those entries, to take those executions. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Bye.